Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3 and I'm back with What if Naruto entered the boys universe? Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels if you're new. Yes, I indeed have 3 more channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime Prince, Anime Symbol. So 4 guys, go ahead and check them out. All the links will be down in the description. So go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. So without further ado or wasting more time, let us jump right into this brand new episode. Let us begin now guys. So, to do a bit of a recap for the last part we left off, we get to see what happened to Naruto's home world. You see, Naruto Uzumaki, him and Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura, they saved the world from the threats until Tonori. The Osutskis discovered them early, and with that, Naruto lost. Sasuke thought that it was a good thing to send Naruto away, believing that he was their only hope. Unfortunately though, the Osutskis murdered every single one. By the time Naruto returned after traveling across the universe getting stronger, as he was in the same galaxy, he grown exponentially stronger hunting down the Osutskis, but he knew deep down that his world was gone. And he was right, it was a dead rock. Nothing and no one was left, the animals, everything that once was there was now gone. They were all dead. He threatened to off himself, as Naruto was gonna go nuclear by releasing all of his power, wiping away the broken world along with himself. But he ended up falling into something else as he punched a hole right through space and time and reality. He was found and brought to a special sector. That is where he met Stan Edgar. At first Naruto fled and spent 2 weeks learning about this new world. Naruto was depressed, sad, having no reason to go on. He was 26 and yet he felt like he was much older. He purposely went back to Stan Edgar after finding out the truth, which did not take him too long about Compound V. As Naruto had trained throughout the entire time when he was crossing the galaxy, fighting the Osutskis and absorbing their power, he was exponentially stronger. Stan Edgar told Naruto the truth, so Naruto reciprocated with the truth as well, telling him who he was and where he was from. The news was shocking, yet Stan Edgar remained perfectly under control. He saw that Naruto was lacking a purpose, a reason to go on, so Stan Edgar gave him one. And Naruto accepted. Thus he joined him. Naruto get to see Starlight, as she was placed in the 7, the best superhero group across the entire world. However, after which, the Deep tried to pressure himself on her, until Naruto arrived and nearly killed him when Stan Edgar interrupted. When Homelander found out about this, he wanted to know what was going on, but Homelander was truly surprised as Naruto stepped up towards him, showing absolutely no fear, as he wasn't about to back down. The fight did not make it as Stan Edgar intervened, but Homelander was pissed about this. As for Huey and the boys, they got to meet one another as Huey planted bugs within Vought Tower. Huey also met Starlight, as they became friends. With that said and done, things escalated from there, as Translucent went after the boys, but he was captured and they placed a bomb inside of him. Naruto was quite aware of all of this, keeping some things to himself that he did not even tell Stan Edgar about, as Naruto seemed to be having his own goal here. Maybe he was looking for another reason or something else. As for Starlight, she started to realize that all of this hero thing was fake, but she did step out of line though and took care of some actual villains, which made the public explode as she protected the innocent young girl. She also threatened to burn the Deep to dust. Homelander got the information that he wanted from the Deep as he spilled when Homelander threatened to crush him like he was a bug. Naruto arrived as Huey was about to be killed. He beat Translucent into the ground before detonating the explosive, killing him. He also plucked a bullet out of the ear, showing how fast and strong he was. As he went to pay Annie a visit, she was surprised she didn't even know his name. But he told her something that inspired her, as she decided that she would not wear the costume that Vought was giving her. She would not trade her morals for the fame. She wouldn't. So yeah guys, basically as per the thought, if you guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. So what is to begin this new episode guys? Vought Tower. It was a photo shoot. The shoot was in full swing, as this was to celebrate Starlight, their newest member. She was all over the place. However, when she stepped out, it was a shocker. They all knew what was supposed to happen, but it wasn't. She was wearing her old costume, not the new, skimpy one that they had for her. Ashley was squeezing her clipboard. Starlight, where's the new costume? I'm not wearing it. She said simply. But the shoot, I said I'm not wearing it. She made it rather clear. While the other members were there, most seemed to gravitate towards her, her name being big after rescuing that innocent woman that was going to be, well, taken advantage of by those thugs, hooligans. Yet she stood on her principles, refusing to wear it. Ashley felt like her fingers were going to tear into the clipboard, knowing that this was bad. And she was right. It was moments after, at Madeline Stillwell office. She sat behind her desk like a queen on a throne. Perfectly styled hair, immaculate suit, a smile that promised consequences. Annie stood there, her arms folded. What were you thinking? Madeline asked, her voice calm, too calm. That photo shoot was scheduled weeks in advance. The costume was designed specifically for your demographic. And you showed up in what? Your old outfit from Iowa? I am not wearing that costume, Annie said. It is too revealing. It is not who I am. Who you are? Madeline laughed at that. Sweetie, she said, who you are doesn't matter. The only thing matter is what sells. And that is you, the product, a brand. And the brand doesn't get to make decisions. I am a person, Annie said. You are a soup, under contract with Vought International, Madeline said, getting to her feet. Do you have any idea how many girls would kill for your position? Do you know how replaceable you are? Annie clenched her fists. Don't even think about making a threat or an apology. I can have you back in Des Moines, teaching Sunday school at the end of the week. Yet Annie did not back down. I won't compromise on this. Then perhaps we made a mistake. We were too rash, making you a member of the Seven. It's about time you understand how little your decision matter here. There was a knock on the door. Not now. But the door opened anyways. Her assistant, nervous, with a sealed envelope. Miss Stidwell, he said, stammering and shaking. The woman could be terrifying when she wanted to be. This came from, he stuttered. I said not now. It's a executive level. Ma'am, he said, clearing his throat. Madeline paused. She snatched it away as she opened it. Annie standing there. As Madeline, expression went through so much. Well, she said, her voice tight and restrained. Seems you have friends in high places. What? Annie questioned. Dismiss. I don't understand. I said dismiss, Madeline said. Wear whatever you want, Starlight. Apparently. The decision is not mine to make. Who? Get out! She said to Starlight. Starlight left rather quickly. Confused. But who? She thought as she walked down the hall. As she did, the blue-eye, blonde-haired young man appeared in her mind. Could it be him? She did suspect that he worked with the higher-ups, yet he spoke about them with such nonchalance, like they did not matter. He did not deny it, but at the same time he did not say that he did work with them. She had no idea who had her back. But she was grateful. Time skip. Absolutely not, Butcher said. Huey released a sigh. They've been arguing for the past 20 minutes. I'm just saying he helped us. He killed Translucent. And he could have turned us into VOD for kidnapping Translucent, but he didn't. He's a soup, Huey. A cape. You don't trust capes. Ever. Monsieur Butcher has a point, Frenchie said, as he was cleaning his gun. But the boy also has a point. This mysterious blonde, he was the main driving point in killing a soup. Well, not just any soup, a member of the Seven. VOD would pay millions for his head. Yet he walked away, and we've heard nothing since we, taking care of business. In the corner was a new member to their group, Mother's Milk. It really doesn't matter what his deal is. He murdered a member of the Seven. That makes him a very wanted man, given that the information is not out, and it doesn't seem to be coming out anytime soon. However, it also means that he cannot be on the hero's side, whatever his situation is. He could be a possible ally. Maybe he's not on any side, Huey said. Maybe he's just doing what he thinks is right. Or maybe he's just a psychopath who enjoys killing, Butcher said. You saw what he did to Translucent. He picked him up like he was a rag doll, electrocuted him, and blew him up without blinking. He can't be normal. You're right on that. He never even blinked once, Huey said. It still might be an opportunity, Frenchie said. Or a nightmare, said. Still not convinced on the idea. Maybe they had a vigilante in VOT that was working against them. They did not even know his name. He also wished us good luck. After the whole ordeal, he said good luck, boys. Maybe he was just mocking us. Butcher said, I don't think so. The look in his eyes, it's like he wanted us to succeed. Like he understood. Understood what? Loss? Pain? What it's like being a soup? What soups have taken away from you? The group was silent at that. It doesn't matter, said. Until we know more, we treat him as a threat, agreed? They all nodded. Good. Now let's get back to work. As they were spying on A-Train girlfriend, they were able to get some rather juicy information after seeing her take Compound V. And she murdered someone. Yes. And she was, responsible for luring them to a very isolated location where the boys got their information on a lot there. Things that the public wasn't aware of. Compound V was being transported as medical supplies by VOD, pushed across the country. Holy shit, Huey said. They're trafficking V as he was looking through binoculars. Not they. He. It seemed like A-Train was running the whole operation, which was strange. Seems he has a rather nasty addiction, as A-Train needed it because he would be running a race pretty soon, and he needed the extra boost. They follow the trail to a rather undisclosed location, isolated and quiet. After things were clear, the boys made their way inside. As they started to snoop around, they found cages, experiments. It seems like VOD was experimenting on people, and some of their bodies rejected it, and it was disgusting. That is when they heard movements, as they found something. It was a woman. Frenchie moved towards what seemed to be a young Asian woman, her eyes looking unsure, blood covering over her. "She's a soup," he said, looking at her muscles, the way she moved, as he noticed that they've probably been testing on her. She was one of the survivors. Frenchie seemed really intrigued to help her, despite the others snooping around. Unfortunately though, turns out that there was a couple of people still left. Seeing that, Frenchie proceeded to open the cage. This woman wasn't normal. She ripped through the guards with her bare hands. One of them even offed himself. Her name was Kimiko, and she came in like a disastrous force, wiping them all out. But she could not define wrong from right, as she was about to tear Frenchie's throat open. That was until she was picked up off of him. The boys all froze. Naruto stood behind Kimiko, holding her by the back of the shirt. She turned and slashed at his face, but her slashes did nothing to him. She kicked him in the chest as he released her. As she dropped to the ground, she was gone within seconds. Guns were already pointed towards Naruto, mainly Butcher, as MM did the same. "Is this the guy?" he questioned Huey, who nodded. Butcher stepped forward. "Come to clean up Vod's mess," he said, as he pulled out a bigger gun. "No," said Naruto, "but this place needs to disappear." Butcher growled, "So you are working for them?" "No, not really. I also have my own stake in this game," said Naruto. "After all, if I was working for them, all of you would be dead right now. Isn't that how it works? Leave no witnesses." The boys hesitated. "Why are you helping us?" Huey said. He shrugged his shoulders. "Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm helping myself. Who knows? Riddles. Trying to make us believe that you can be trusted," Butcher said. "Oh, don't worry. I know it won't be that easy. Even if I were to save your life right now, if you had the opportunity to kill me, you would. Because you hate soups, don't you?" "That's right. And like hell that we're gonna let you just clean this place up." Without hesitation, he fired. The gunshot was deafening in the enclosed space. The round should have taken Naruto's head off, but instead, he stood behind Butcher. Super speed? They questioned to themselves. Realism. It's an issue in your brain, isn't it? "Didn't you see what I did when we first met?" Naruto said as he chopped him in the back of the neck. Butcher fell. "Butcher," MM said as he pointed his weapon at Naruto's face. Naruto plucked it out of his hand, as he held the gun and simply tossed it to the side. "Enough of this. You're making too much noise. You guys are smart enough to understand that you can't win. Leave," Naruto said. "And the evidence?" Huey questioned. "Will all be meaningless if you're dead. And if you don't leave right now, you might be. You know Vought will cover this up. Better to live and fight another day than die today." "Why should we trust you?" MM said. "You shouldn't. But you should survive. And that girl, find her before A-Train finds her. He's gonna try to kill her. She might be important to your goals." They helped Butcher up. "We're leaving," MM said. But this isn't over. I doubt it is, said Naruto, gazing towards them as they left the facility. Some time later, authorities receive a anonymous tip about the building, but it was gone. Not blown up, not destroyed, it was simply gone. The sidewalk was smooth. This was shocking when the boys arrived later, with Butcher finally awake. They were confused as hell, because there was nothing there. The space was empty. The frightening realization on their face. What kind of power does he have? So far they've seen super strength, super speed, teleportation, as he just seemed to vanish whenever he pleased. And now this. Who the hell was this guy? When A-Train arrived to the facility, he was shocked. Everything was gone. He didn't understand. He went straight to his girlfriend, demanding who she tell, trying to understand what the hell was going on. And who the hell did that? Time skip. Annie was happy. She stood up for her belief. She was wearing her own clothing. She actually saved someone. And now she was hanging out with Huey, a nice guy that she met. The stranger with the blonde hair and blue eyes still rested on her mind, but she didn't know what to think of him. But she was hanging out with a friend. She didn't have a lot of that around here. So this was good. Yes, this is nice, she told herself. Just being normal. The boys made their way as they tried to track the girl down, Kimiko. Time skip. Naruto reported back to Edgar. Edgar was rather well aware of what Homelander and A-Train was doing, but he had his reasons for not directly saying a word. Edgar had Naruto clean up the mess, but Naruto did not tell him everything, especially about the boys. Why? Perhaps he had his own reasons. That was until something big took place. A plane was hijacked over international waters. Edgar believed that Homelander would let all the passengers die. He didn't want that though. Homelander was trying to put fear into the people, but Edgar wanted them to realize. A demonstration. Save the plane, save the people, but let Homelander take the credit. Can you do that? Naruto was silent as he spoke. Why? Because the public need to see that normal soldiers can't handle these kind of threats. You want to use this to sell your products. I'm bringing reality to necessity and understanding, Edgar said. Fine, said Naruto. As Naruto left, blazing through the sky, he felt hollow. Maybe it was a reason why he was helping the boys. Naruto didn't feel anything. It was odd. Since those 3 months, walking aimlessly through his broken world, all feeling has left him. He knew what he was doing was bad. He knew that Edgar wasn't a good person. If this was old him, he would have destroyed the enemies already, but he was 26 years old now. He's fought gods and won. He saw his world die. He saw his world empty of the ones that he loved, and this wasn't his world. And the feelings of compassion, empathy, they were there, but they were just so buried that he could barely feel them. He knew that he was depressed, heavily so. Meanwhile, calm down everyone, Homelander said, as the people calmed themselves down, realizing they were going to be safe until, well, they weren't. Homelander ended up ripping the guys apart with his heat vision. The problem was he tore through everything. Queen Maeve was trying to find some sort of solution, trying to find something, but it didn't matter. Lift the plane up, she said. How? It's air. What would I stand on? Ram it, she said to him. That kind of force, everything would just go overboard, he said. It was all an excuse. Even if he could do it, he didn't want to. And she realized that. He turned to her with that perfect smile of his. The controls are too damaged. Nothing we can do. Tragic, really. We can save them at least. One by one, fly them down and return. And make it seem like we couldn't save them all. So what then? Just let them die, she said. We tried our best. We did what we could. Heroes can't save everyone. She grabbed his arm. They're innocent people. Their loss is acceptable. Their death will bring you understanding, he said. He spoke in such a rehearsed way, like he was trying to convince her, not himself, because he already made up his mind the moment he took flight. He truly did not hear. Tap, tap, tap. They both turned as they heard the sound. When they gazed towards the cockpit window, he was standing there. They were confused. A strange black bodysuit, with a coat seemed to be over it that bellowed in the wind, gray and dark. Fingerless gloves. As he stood right there, despite the crushing force that was whipping by, he did not move. Maeve was confused. Who the hell is that? You, Homelander said. Naruto went through the broken glass and entered inside. He was right, Naruto said as he looked at Homelander, knowing he has no intention to save the plane. Not one in the slightest. Naruto moved towards him. Homelander tried to grip Naruto's hand, but Naruto's left hand came up and rested right on his chest. What the? Homelander vanished. One moment he was in the cockpit, the next moment he was gone. Maeve looked around confused. Where did you send him? She said. Far away. He'll be back eventually. But not soon enough to interfere. Interfere with what? Who the hell are you? He looked at her. He wasn't planning on saving a single soul, and you know that. Her jaw clenched, but she knew that he was right. I don't know who you are, she said. Good. Let's keep it that way. Now, how about we save this plane? Meanwhile, Homelander blinked. One moment he was in the cockpit of the falling plane. The next, trees, dense forests, stretching in every direction, mountains in the distance. What the? He shot into the sky, rage building with each second, his eyes glowing red as he scanned over the horizon. Where is he? How did that blonde bastard move him? What kind of power? There, the Atlantic Ocean, miles and miles away. He pushed, an explosive boom echoing in the sky. He moved at his fastest, tearing through the sky. However, on the shore, the plane that should be crashing, the plane that should be falling from the sky was slowly being brought down to the ground. Impossible. He rocketed down. Earlier, they were all screaming. They were afraid. They were all going to die. Maeve turned her gaze as she saw him. His eyes were closed. What are you doing? He did not respond though. That is when they all felt it, even her. The plane started to level out. A strange force, gravity, gripping it and holding it. Safely lowering it towards the shore. Slowly, steady. The people started to relax. They started to calm down. However, they started to smile. He did it. Homelander saved us. They believed that it was him. He was the one that burst in along with Maeve after all. The plane touched down with barely a bump, as Naruto made his way back through the window, to not be seen. Wait, who are you? Said Maeve. He looked towards her. He smiled, before jumping down, not giving his name, as Maeve went through the plane. As Naruto landed on the shore though, Homelander crashed. Due to the position, no one could see them. His eyes already glowing red, rage building inside of him. He wasn't going to let this one slide, not in the slightest. His heat vision shoot outwards, but Naruto vanished, reappearing a few feet away. Homelander rocket forward and swing his fist. A fist that could pulverize steel, demolish buildings, shatter bones. Yet, Naruto braced himself and swing. The collision kicked up dust and debris. It exploded outwards. Homelander was stunned. Maeve, who just left the plane shutting the door behind her, was left astonished as she saw their fists collide together. How? She could see the rage in Homelander, knowing that he tried to kill him, yet this mysterious person blocked his fists. Naruto gripped his fists. As the both of them stood there, he had stopped it. Homelander's eyes went wide. Impossible. No one could catch his punch, especially when he was that pissed. He threw it with enough force to blow his hand off, and yet Homelander's eyes started to glow once again. Stop, Maeve said. Stop, the people are safe, she said. There's no need to fight. She's right, Naruto said. After all, you should be happy. Congratulations are in order, you just saved all those people, Naruto said, reaching in as he pulled out a phone. Homelander's eyes was confused. As Naruto held the phone up, you saved everyone inside, protected them and keep them safe. Maeve realized that he was up to something. He wanted Homelander to have the credit. But why? She didn't understand. Answer it, said Naruto, as he handed him the phone. Homelander calmed himself as he snatched the phone away. He wanted to kill him, but as he answered the phone, he heard it. That voice. It was Stan Edgar. Good work today, Homelander. I didn't. You saved so many people today. The media is already covering it. Social media is exploding. You're a hero once again. Homelander heard the people inside of the plane cheering his name as they were getting ready to descend. Now, here is how things are going to go. Edgar's voice came out. Around 2 hours later, Homelander stood in front of the reporters and all the cameras. There was a lot of people there. That perfect smile plastered across his face. And while the situation was dire, I wanted everyone to know that the Seven will always be there when you need us. Even in incidents that the laws prevent us from stepping into, we will risk everything in order to save you all out there. Despite the fact that they fight us so much and so hard not to intervene and help in situations like these where the normal folks need a helping hand, despite you all being the hero that puts your life on the line constantly. Because this incident has proved something that we've been saying for years. He paused for effect. There are threats out there that normal soldiers simply cannot handle. Disaster beyond normal, conventional responsibilities. Today, a plane was filled with innocents who would have lost their life, but VOD has already trained and deployed heroes like me to step up to put our life on the line to ensure that the public is always safe. The cameras, flashes, the reporters, questions. But Homelander's mind was not on the speech, not on any of this. The man who had moved him so far away, who simply teleported him out of there, the man that was able to keep up with his strength, his speed, who seemed to be able to teleport and also able to control some strange gravity he doesn't understand. Who the hell was he? In the crowd, Maeve was watching, looking at Homelander with disgust. She turned her head though as she saw him in the far distance, that blonde-haired individual, standing and just watching, before he vanished away. Meanwhile, load of shit, Butcher said. As the boys were gathered, in the corner she was unconscious. It was her, Kimiko. A-Train had came to clean up the mess. However, the boys had used the crowd to distract him, and they gassed Kimiko. So what do we do about her? Can't keep her sedated forever. We find out who she is, where she came from, why Vought wanted her. And how do we do that? Huey questioned. However, MM had someone in mind, someone that could probably help them. Time skip. The Mesmerizer. His TV show had been a hit once. He too had been a hit. But now he was a punchline. MM had he had a few strings that he could pull. He get what he want. And they get what they want, which include a young girl, Cleo. It was his daughter. So they can get what they want, and yeah, he helped them out. The boys brought him back, as they wanted to find out everything. At first, things went bad. Kimiko snapped and broke his arm. Eventually, though, they calmed her down. She wanted to do it again. A village, Southern Asia. He was able to see it all, as he told them what he could. However, he seemed to not want to help them that much. Or maybe he was simply pulling his own strings here. It didn't take too long for him to pay Homelander a visit. For him to spill the beans on everything. While that was going on though, they use it. Vought used it rather well. The pressure was being pressed down on the military. As things were changing, this one action was more compelling. Yes, fear was a very powerful tool, but heroism, being the hope, a sensation of being safe was also great as well. And it was played perfectly. This wasn't something that they were being pressured into. This was something that had to be done. Because there were threats out there that the military simply could not handle. There were threats that the soups need to be involved with all over the continent without any fear of, legislation or laws or rules binding them where they stood. They need to extend, they need to grow, they need to evolve. Naruto seemed to be playing his own little game as well. As the body of Translucent the remains, Butcher had purposely disposed of it in a way for him to be found with a little note. But it wasn't until recently that it was just found. Yes, and now they were all gathered. There was a ceremony that took place. It was a public show, with the main star there being a man known as Ezekiel. The boys needed to get in on this. Annie, she believed that she was in love. In a short amount of time, she never had anything like this. She was really opening up to Huey, really starting to trust him. She got him in. He also put spyware on her device. He had to do it, he told himself, as every time he tried to take himself out of it, he saw Robin calling him a failure, telling him that he failed to save her, blaming him, so he did it. And now they were all gathered. "We have a problem," Homelander said. "These people have been spying on us. Not to mention, they're the ones responsible for killing Translucent." Starlight was confused. "I want them found, and I want them brought in." They should understand that no one mess with a 7. Sir, Starlight said. Shouldn't we let the authorities? We are the authorities, he said, his eyes fixed on her. Or do you have a problem with that, Starlight? She felt everyone's eyes on her. The Deep was looking away though. Whenever he looked at her, he remembered that beating. Homelander had not pushed it because he had not went through with it. Well, he was stopped. Deep was being rather quiet about it. No, sir, said Annie, as her blood ran cold. You know, he said, his arms behind his back. One of these men looked rather familiar. He looked towards Starlight. A rather surprising face. I'm wondering how long you're going to sit there and pretend like you don't know what is going on. She swallowed thickly. Isn't this your boyfriend? The one that you gave the access pass to? So that is how it is. You're involved with the terrorists. No, he's not. Not what? Not the people that kidnapped Translucent and murdered him. Because evidence say otherwise. No, please, you don't understand. His eyes start to glow. Sit down, he said. She was trembling, she was afraid, because she really did not know. Homelander, that's enough, Maeve said. Oh. No, this is surprising, he said, turning towards her. You should know. Maeve really doesn't give a shit about anyone, so for her to be standing up for you, that's impressive, he said. However, Homelander was pissed. It wasn't just this. The constant reminder that someone caught his fist was pissing him the hell off. Now, Maeve, why do you care so much about protecting her? She's one of us. We protect our own, Maeve said. She said that she doesn't know, and I believe her. Interesting definition of one of our own. Last time I checked, terrorists that kill our teammate doesn't really qualify. He stepped towards her. Even if you are as innocent as you say, do you still believe that your boyfriend is innocent? That look in her eyes, that fear, he enjoyed it. He wanted people to be afraid of him. He wanted people to be terrified when they saw him. She could not speak. Dismiss, he said. Everyone except for Starlight. Maeve hesitated, but Homelander looked at her. She was forced to leave. Here is what is going to happen. You're going to call your boyfriend, arrange for a meeting, and you're going to bring him in. I can't. You can, and you will. Because if you don't go out there and bring him in, I'll go after everyone you love, everyone you ever cared about, and show you what real terror looked like. You came into the 7, and if you betray us, well, you don't want to do that, he said. Now do you, he said, brushing the hair away from her face, his own anger taking over at the entire situation. Are we understood? He questioned her. She nodded. Good girl. As she stepped out, Maeve was standing there. Hey, you okay? Why did you stand up for me? Annie questioned. Her mind rattled right now and all over the place. I want to discuss something with you, she said, grabbing her hand and walking away. Some time ago you were training alone within the underground sector. No one else went by. I heard about your little incident with the Deep. I was keeping an eye out, but I heard you in there discussing something with someone. I've also saw strange things that start to make a lot more sense now, since I've seen him. Blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm sure that I'm not mistaken, but I've seen that face before. On the night that you were brought into the 7. I don't know what you're talking about, Annie said. You do know what I'm talking about. And I believe that you know him. and you're in contact with him. I also believe that you don't know that your little boyfriend is going against us," Maeve said, looking at her. Maeve had a lot to think about after that save. After Homelander wanted to let all the people die and yet that guy saved them all. She's been rethinking everything, and she was sure that she saw him that night. But she never paid him any mind. But now, that face brought back memories. Annie was quiet. "Listen to me. Something big is coming. Something bad. And you're right in the center of it. And that guy is the only person that isn't afraid of Homelander." She leaned forward. "Let me let you in on a bit of a secret. Homelander wanted them all to die. And he wasn't the one that saved the plane, it was that guy." Annie was shocked. "Why are you telling me this?" "As I said, you're wrapped up in everything. And that guy is very important, whoever he is. And you know him. And this is an opportunity." "An opportunity for what?" "An opportunity to change," Maeve said. After the save, she had went to visit her. Well, were they together anymore? If they were her girlfriend. She was messed up. It was multiple reasons. But she was rethinking a lot of things. This was information that should not leave her lips, but she saw the look in Annie's eyes. Maeve was making sure that she was aware as well. While that was going on though, Naruto walked through different restaurants, different cafes, different parks, trying to fill the emptiness. The food tastes like ash. He watched, love and live, and yet, as he watched the people, he watched them love, he watched them live their life. Each passing day he felt hollow even more. He questioned what was he doing here. The moments of doing something always brought him a feeling like he was actually making a difference, but then, the bitter emptiness. The 3 months of wandering his dead world, it plagued him. He couldn't remember the last time he slept. Not that he had to sleep that much. He was more powerful than he ever imagined. Being powerful make you different in every single way. Yet Naruto felt so hollow. He felt so empty as he just stayed where he was. He was on top of a skyscraper looking down, the wind blowing heavily. Hinata. He found out that she loved him. He never truly understood the feeling until then. He remembered her standing up against pain for him, in the war, everything. He wondered, how would his life have looked now? Would they be married? Would they have children? He would definitely be the Hokage. That just made things worse. Far worse. Time skip. Edgar was cleaning house. He got what he wanted, public support for the soups in the military. In a very clean way, without any problem. And he was cleaning house. Everything was about to change. Shit was about to hit the fan. That so-called protection that they have, well, that was going away. The boys were going to be hunted. Starlight, on the other hand, she was waiting in their usual spot on a bench. It was nighttime as she overlooked the river. Annie, Huey said with relief on his face. I've been trying to call you. Are you okay? I saw the news about did you kill Translucent? He was quiet, the question stopping him cold. Annie, did you kill him? It's not that simple. He was gonna kill us. We didn't have a choice. You lied to me, she said, cutting him off. All this time. I thought you were a normal guy, but You were lying to me. No, it's not that simple, he said. She grabbed him. You're a murderer. I have to bring you in. No, I'm dead the moment you do. Trust me. It's not about this. What is it about then, she said. He took a moment. It's about this drug. It's called Compound V. What? He told her everything. No, that's not true, she said, stepping away from him. Oh, it is. They both turned, frightened out of their wits. Naruto was standing there leaning against a tree. As they looked towards him, you, they both said. They looked at each other. You know him? Both of them said, looking at one another. Yes. And I am the one that killed Translucent. Naruto said, shocked in Starlight. Huey was surprised, confused as well. And he's right about the drug. Soups are not born, they're created in a lab. Your mother, ask her the truth. It's about time that you know it. But right now, you both need to understand. You're on the same side. I told you before that. You're a hero, Starlight. And you shouldn't let them change you. Shit's about to hit the fan. The deputy director is turning on the boys. Vought, and everyone is gonna come for them. And if you two don't step up, well, you're all going to die. What are you talking about, Huey said. Everything is different now. Clean house, Naruto said. There is public support for soups in the military. Now, house is gonna get cleaned up quickly. Getting rid of loose ends. And it turns out you guys made a bit more of a show of yourself than I thought. Had to pretend like I didn't know you, said Naruto, as he stepped forward. Annie phone buzzed. It was a capture order. They were wanted. The boys were wanted as their faces were plastered all over. She showed it to Huey, who went pale. We have to warn them. Oh, trust me, they already know. That burly guy of yours, Butcher. He's a smart one, just a bit crazy, said Naruto. Even if they are caught, I don't think they're gonna be dead so quickly. Is that supposed to be an insurance? Or make me feel better, said Huey. Not really, said Naruto. As Naruto looked towards Annie, I'm guessing that Homelander threatened to annihilate everything in your life if you didn't bring him in. How do you... It fits his personality, said Naruto. She looked defeated. Everything was hitting her at once. Don't you worry. I'll handle that for you. How? I have my ways. Wait. Why are you doing this, Huey said. Why help us? Why? Naruto looked at them before vanishing, leaving them both confused. Time skip. Naruto was hovering over a home, isolated and alone. A woman, dark hair, scared eyes. She was terrified most times. One day he would just arrive. This woman was no normal woman though. She was Billy Butcher's wife. Homelander took advantage of her. And out of that a son was born. As Naruto knew about Ryan and knew about the hidden woman, well, it all plays into a big part of the plan. Huey found out that the other three were captured, but Butcher did not care that much. Butcher had his goal in mind, so Huey decided to go off on his own. He let himself get captured. MM and Frenchie looked towards him. So you came here without backup, without protection or anything? He had went to speak to Annie once again. She had learned the truth and it rocked her to her core, despite already knowing, hearing it from her mother's lips. It was a bit overwhelming. He got them free though with the pin that he had hidden within his mouth, as they found Kimiko and freed her. But they got surrounded until Annie, Huey said. Later she said, "Now we move," as she took care of the guards. That was until A-Train arrived. He seemed to be mentally a mess, blaming Huey for the death of his girlfriend when he was the one that killed her. His heart did not handle it so well, moving around constantly. It finally gave out on him. But he wasn't dead. And Huey and Starlight, they were trying to save him. However, the narrative was perfect. Super terrorist attack, vault, facility, the boys from vigilante to villains. Homelander face was all over. It wasn't just the terrorist soup saving that plane. It shows he was needed, not just here but all over. The support, it wasn't fear or sadness. It was overwhelming joy. Public funds were being pushed. Cash was rolling in. The company was expanding because people loved them, mostly Homelander. The deputy director had nothing to do with the boys anymore. No more protection, no more support. As the higher-ups, well, they fall in line. Cash, power, wherever it goes. Stan Edgar was quite aware of what was going on with the boys. He believed that Naruto knew about them. And in his own way, he was trying to help the good guys. Because Naruto was broken and Edgar saw that rather well. Naruto had nothing to live for other than being needed, and Edgar was using that. But Naruto was also playing a little game, and Edgar found it rather amusing. Something to keep him entertained while he played his part. As for Butcher, the shock of his life. Not only was his wife alive, she'd given birth to a young boy known as Ryan. Not only did Homelander save his life after killing Stillwell, when he set the bomb to blow himself up, and Homelander, despite it being the possibility of not killing him being around 90%. But he did not care, he just wanted it to be over. Wanted to take that smug bastard down. But he failed. Homelander was more powerful than ever. The 7 Soups were more powerful than ever before. Yet, as he walked into the penthouse, seeing someone sitting on his chair, Homelander lost it. Because this wasn't any normal person. As Naruto was casually sitting there, waiting on him. "You," Homelander said as he crossed the room in an instant, but Naruto dodged his grip. Enough of that now. It wasn't a threat but a simple statement. "You threatened to kill everyone that Starlight loved. Now I'm telling you, if you go after her." Naruto pulled out a photo of Ryan and Becca. And the house. They were sleeping. "I'll wipe them off the face of the earth." Homelander did not care about her, but his son? His son? He lashed out and grabbed Naruto's throat and slammed him against a pillar. It cracked. However, Naruto struck him in the stomach. Homelander took a step back, surprised as he felt it. Homelander's eyes start to glow. "Fine. You want to fight? Let's tear this place down to the ground. Someone is going to die. And if you doubt who that is, you've already lost." Homelander's fists clench. "You ready? To die before ever getting to know your son?" For the first time, Homelander hesitated. The unknowns about this person that blatantly threatened him and talked to him the way he pleased. "You came here to threaten my son. To threaten me. In my home. My place," he said. "I came to draw the line. Leave Starlight alone." She had no idea. about her little boyfriend. And you too? I know a lot. And if I don't, you'll what? Kill my son? You save those people. You will never go that far. Naruto chuckled. You have no idea how far I would go. His eyes. That look in his eyes. Homelander knew it rather well. As I said, leave her alone. Why? What is she to you? My goal is beyond your understanding. Try me, Homelander said, still ready to punch Naruto head off if he saw the opportunity. I'm not. Because I don't have to. You see, unlike most people around here that are terrified of you, unlike most people around here that can't match you blow for blow, I can do all of that. And I'm not afraid of you. To me, you're nothing. I don't idolize you, I don't fear you. And with all of that gone, what are you? You want to know what I see? A self-conscious, insignificant baby with a god complex. Naruto said, stepping up and stepping right towards him, their face close as Naruto assert dominance. Being taller than him helps. Now, as I said, go after her and you'll regret it. Naruto said, backing away. Homelander felt fear. And he hated it. He hated that he was afraid of this person. He hated that he hesitated to knock his head off. He hated every moment of it. As Naruto left, he left with the photo of Becca and Ryan. They were so innocent. Of course he would not kill them. They did not deserve to die. But they remind him of something more peaceful, something more better. He could take them away from all of this. Hide them so Homelander would never ever find them. Yet he did not. Because he had his own role to play. Because he was playing a different part. Edgar seemed to have caught on to that. But that did not matter now, does it? He was still working for the man, but there were things that Naruto found himself mixed up in that he wanted to change and do. Right now the boys were wanted all over. Criminals from there to there. But that did not matter. They were strong. They will survive. Until then though, well, it's time the system start to convert and change. By his hands or others? As of now, he doesn't know. With that, he flew off into the sky and vanished away. But guys, the end subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. But I'm off for now. Peace.